drivers that failed to qualify. And Regan Smith goes to the back of the field. And the 4 also will go to the back of the field for working on his car before they rolled off of pit road. Field getting 1 to go. So put me in one of these cars and take me through the first turn and the first lap here, because the first, you'll see cars fan out here, and then the first turn is pretty exciting at a fast racetrack.
I think here everybody will be a little bit cautious going down into turn 1 just because of the track being green and things like that. I mean, the guys in the front, they don't have a whole lot to lose. I mean, they'll go in there. They've got nobody in front of to run into, but I think everybody will be careful for the first lap.
Yeah, you can almost look at the lineup. You know, the guys that are first, second, third, fourth, and fifth in points, they're in the front. They need to be a little cautious. You know, wrecking on the first lap, there's no sense in it. But, you know, then you look at, Kevin Harvick. He, you know, the car is racing for the points, but he's not. You've got several people, Greg Biffle, that's up in the front. So those guys may go a little bit harder. I really think the track's going to start out really loose here. I think you'll see some cars exceptionally loose, and then they'll tighten up as the run goes on. So this first lap could be exciting.
And for fans that haven't seen a race at this track before, there's a lot of room to race here.
You'll be 3 wide several times in the front straightaway, and with some really good cars in the back. You'll see, it wouldn't surprise me to see an occasional 4 wide. You can run on the apron here on the straightaway without any problem, and the fast cars in the back, they'll use every inch of the racetrack to pass as quickly as they can.
Well, if you look deep in the field, 36th, you'll find Joe Nemechek along with Michael Waltrip, Ryan Newman, Johnny Benson, and Bobby Labonte. Some fast guys at the back of the field because qualifying was rained out, and the starting grid was set by the NASCAR rulebook. That put the guys at the top of the points at the front of the field. And now, after a rain delay of basically that has amounted to 50 minutes here for this race, we're ready to go green at the 2-mile Michigan International Speedway. Martin Truex Jr. and Clint Bowyer will bring the field down. Pace car dives on the pit road. 250 miles for the NASCAR Busch Series. The fans on their feet waiting for the green flag in the Domino's Pizza 250 here in Brooklyn, Michigan. Here we go.
First 3 wide right there. Third of the way back.
There's 3 wide, maybe 4 wide. Harvick's got to run.
Bowyer said he wants to lead the first lap. They head for 3. With Bowyer in the 2. That's Harvick in the orange car. Truex second in the 8. Clint Bowyer leads lap 1 at Michigan.
Tough part of the race right here. When you're on the bottom, that may be the fast way, but with low air pressure, you don't want somebody on the outside of it. So the track may want you to be on the bottom, but all that air off your spoiler may not want you to be. So the 2 wide stuff with low air pressure is very difficult.
Bowyer second in the championship standings, first on the track, followed by the championship leader, Martin Truex Jr.
I think Truex wants to be that second spot, does he?
No. Catch him and pass him. That's Harvick in third, then Carl Edwards. And this is where the fun happens at Michigan. A lot of room to race. Denny Hamlin in the 20.
It's a great thing. You see Biffle down there just right on the yellow line, and you got Reigns up there in the 3rd groove. There's so many grooves here. The drivers just love this place.
Biffle's in the 66. The Duraflame car
got hit by Tony Reigns.
That's a deal where Reigns was trying to help him. He was trying to give him a push down the back straightaway.
Now we've got trouble. The 36 car, Stanton Barrett, is around. Caution on the track. The field is frozen. 9 scoring loops here at Michigan. The field is frozen at the loop previously passed. Barrett started 26th. Let's see what we can see. Sterling Marlin in the 40.
It's the same thing we saw a minute ago. He went up to bump him, to bump draft him. The problem with that in a downforce car is your rear bumper is so high, your nose is so low, they don't line up. And when you try to bump draft a guy on a downforce track, that a lot of times is the result. We saw that happen twice in the same lap, only one wreck.
Right.
But the front and rear bumper don't line up. You cannot do it.
Yeah, you're just basically lifting the rear of the car off the racetrack.
So we got 3 laps complete. Barrett's on pit road. Caution is out.
Back there, Elliott.
You know, the thing here for Harvick is he's got his teammate leading the race. What do? You know, you can't be too aggressive. You got to go try to pass him, but you can't be too aggressive and get you and your teammate in trouble. Well, as I said that, too wide.
I was going to say.
On the outside, by the way.
Kevin Harvick to the lead.
Quite a move. Driving in there kind of under him and then going around him on the outside.
Marty?
Kevin came on the radio and said, I told him before the race started, hold it wide open on the restart. If you don't, I'm going to pass you. And that's exactly what happened.
I was with Kevin about his car yesterday. He was pretty pumped up about his Busch car today. He was not too crazy about the Cup car at the time, but he was pretty happy with the Busch car.
They were 4 wide back there a minute ago. There's Harvick in front in the 21 and Boyer. And Truex in a car that appears to be improving. Carl Edwards on the outside there, and J.J. Yaley in the 18. Dave Burns.
Remember, Carl was concerned about his race car, thought a vibration may be occurring in his car. Crew Chief Brad Parrott told his driver upon looking over the tires that he was okay, there was no tire issue. And he asked then, Carl did, well, how hard can I drive my race car now? And Brad said, base it on the balance of your race car, Jeff. I think you sometimes have to do that knowing how hard your car is working your tires.
Oh, he's leaning on him there. That's how you can get loose real easy if you're the car on the bottom.
Ryan Newman in the 39 started 38. Was 6th the last time by and is still marching forward. That's Biffle in the 66.
They fight a lot harder this far up.
Oh, yes.
You know, you don't get the breaks that you get when you're running for 30th. I'm not saying he won't get all the way to the front, but it's going to be a whole lot harder than it was to get to where he is right now.
Truex Jr. in the 8. Edwards must like his balance.
Or I don't think Truex likes his. He'll lose about 3 spots right here.
And just to clarify, the penalty on Michael Waltrip's car, that's because they did not return the outside tire to the pit wall as required by NASCAR rules. So that sent Michael to the back of the field. Alan, how about the Rocket Man?
Hey, Bill, I hate to think where he might be had they not dropped a lug nut on the left front wheel on their pit stop. Actually cost him a little ground on the pit road. And how about this pass for the lead?
Got it back. Marty?
Kevin Harvick came on the radio and said, how far back is Biffle from the 2 car? They said he's about 15 car lengths. He said, I'm going to let the 2 car go. He needs to not only lead some laps, but the most laps today. We need to help his championship. So Harvick, let him go.
What a nice guy.
It's teamwork. You don't think he's going to let him go late in the race?
No, I don't think so. That restarts with 5 to go, 10 to go?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, if he lets Biffle by that easy, too.
.46 laps complete here in Michigan. That's Randy LaJoie in the 34. Curtis Davis is in it.
Pretty big impact.
Yeah, he hit pretty hard, whatever he hit.
You see LaJoie letting down the window net. That's the signal that he's okay. There's Curtis Davis. He's in the center of the infield portion of the tri-oval. He's gone for a long ride.
See, right there, 0 car.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. That
Took him right off the
all
ground.
4 wheels came off the ground. Randy had nowhere to go.
no, that was Paul Wolf in the 12.
Hey, Paul kind of came down on him some, and they just got together and all went downhill from there.
Boy, LaJoie just looked up. Saw nothing but race car.
0's under him, and the 12 didn't go out to the wall.
Yep.
You know, the 12. It's one of these things. Curtis is expecting a 12 to go all the way out to the wall, and the 12's a good, you know, grew from the wall, and I think that they just, you know, Curtis wasn't expecting him to be that low.
Curtis Davis has gotten out of his car as well.
Waving to the crowd.
Yeah. Both he and LaJoie walking to the ambulance for the mandatory trip to the infield care center. That's a torn up machine right there. Under caution on lap 47. Brent Sherman will be the lucky dog. And the caution flag out at Michigan for Randy LaJoie and Curtis Davis. New leader in the Domino's Pizza 250, Greg Biffle. Got around Clint Boyer on lap 66. He ran up on some lap traffic, Boyer was looking for a road, and Biffle got underneath him.
Yeah, Boyer couldn't drift up the racetrack like he wanted to because Stanton Barrett was up there, and that was all it took for Biffle to get by him.
And now your point, Jeff Burton. He might not get another shot at him.
Well, you may not, and you know, clean air means a great deal at these kind of racetracks, and now Biffle can run wherever he wants to run. You know, when you're behind a guy, to pass him, you got to run where they are not, and now he can run wherever he wants to run, wherever his car wants to go fast. So the lead is definitely the place you want to be. I know that's stating the obvious, but when you can run when you're fast and you're leading the race, you can move around and you can look at different places where your car wants to run to use that later on if you do lose that track position.
Kenny Wallace, who was running 9th, had to come to pit road for a tire problem. That drops him deep in the field, 35th. In fact, 1 lap down. Let's take you through the field. We'll start up front with Greg Biffle and Alan Vester.
Well, Greg Biffle, remember, has won the last 2 Nextel Cup Series races here at Michigan. I just talked with his crew chief, Newt Moore. Their next pit stop be around lap 87, 88, unless the caution comes out before then. That will be their last pit stop for this race. Clint Boyer was looking for some help from his spotter, Rocky Ryan, when he ran up on a lap car with Greg Biffle pursuing him for the lead. He wanted the spotter to get the lap car to go high. It didn't work out, and Biffle was able to get by and pull away from Clint Boyer. Ryan Newman reporting his car still needing help with the front end. They're going to make another chassis adjustment when he makes his final pit stop coming up in a little while, but still an impressive run, 38th to 3rd for Newman. Marty?
Alan, Kevin Harvick runs in the 4th position, came on the radio, said put the air pressure back that you put in last time. Let's change the track bar instead. He's trying different lines through the corners. Wants his crew to radio to him which line looks better on the stopwatch, trying to get his 3rd Busch Series win of the season. Dave?
Carl Edwards, crew chief, trying to find speed for his driver. Driver says, we're okay, we're just not going anywhere. Crew chief says, can you stand to be a little bit freer off of turn 4? Driver says, nope. So they're going back to the drawing board and trying to think of something else. For the 18 of J.J. Yaley, a great run. A little free at the start of everyone, according to Jason Ratcliffe, his crew chief. So they made him, but they get tight at the end of the run. So they made him just a little bit freer to try to help throughout the long run. Matt?
Dave, Paul Menard had a great run. The last 9 races, 8 top 10 finishes. Now he was closing in on J.J. Yaley. But then the car started to lose the balance, slowly started drifting back. He'd been fighting a loose on entry condition most of the race. Turned off his blowers earlier, Martin, was trying to have that, a driver adjustment from the cockpit.
Matt, this has been a solid day for the man who was the fastest in final practice yesterday. Jason Leffler in the 8th position. Radioed to his crew about 3 laps ago, said this car is starting to get a little too tight for him. They're about 17 laps away from their next pit stop. Dave?
20 car of Denny Hamlin back in the groove again. They made a chassis adjustment to free him up just a little bit, but not too much, because that's the way his runs normally started.
Still won't cut the way I needed to, but he is making forward progress. Dave?
Sterling Marlin's car acted like it wanted to spin out on the first run, so they made a chassis and an air pressure adjustment. Just checked with the crew. That car is better for Sterling. Matt?
The biggest concern for Johnny Saunders is the car on entry and up the corner. Way too loose. I can't get in the gas when I want. The comfortable feeling is not there like I had earlier in the race, Alan.
Well, nice job for Elliott Sadler today. Started 32nd. He's moved up to 13th. Remember, I talked about this car having an experimental setup for Robert Yates Racing? Look who's a very interested bystander. That's Dale Jarrett on top of Elliott Sadler's pit box, along with his Nextel Cup crew chief, Billy Wilburn. Matt?
Impressive run for Martin Truex Jr. Restarted outside the top 30. Back on lap 68, he moved up to 14th. The track bar adjustment they made to this race car when he had to come back down pit road, Alan, has really helped the balance of this car.
Nice run for Truex. David Green reported earlier the back end of his car needed a lot of help. He's just reported they fixed the back end handling. If he can get a little more on the front, maybe he can do something with him in the closing laps. Reed Sorensen, we talked about the lug nut problem they had that forced them to come back down pit road. They also, on that pit stop, had tried to pull a spring rubber out of the car, but the handle broke. So when they came back in, they got that spring rubber out. They also topped off the fuel on the last caution. And a solid day for Ashton Lewis in the 25 car. You see, he started 13th. He's hanging in there in the top 20. This Busch Series only team racing around a lot of Nextel Cup technology today, but holding their own inside the fleet group. Dave?
John Wood's car wouldn't turn well in the corners, so they made a chassis adjustment on the first stop. They came in another time after the second run and popped the spring rubber into the right rear spring of that car. Hey, that worked. He started 24th on the last restart, has picked up 6th position. The 35 car, Jason Keller, his car wouldn't turn either, so they made a chassis adjustment on the last run, and he stayed about where he was. Marty?
Rounding out your top 20, Dave, is David Strimmy. Loose in, tied off, and quote, not a lot of fun to drive right now. This is a team that needs a top 10. They've only had one in their last 7 races, but so far, a struggle here at Michigan today for the 14 team, Bill.
Thanks, guys. That's the top 20 through the field. Range is 21st, then Justin Labonte, Regan Smith, Bill Elliott, and Michael Waltrip, Casey Kane, Kyle Krisaloff, Jeremy Mayfield, Stacy Compton, and Paul Wolf, the top 20. The 43 of Aaron Fike has been to pit road because NASCAR had them too slow on the track. They worked on that car, sent him back out. There's Jason Leffler and Paul Menard. Leffler in the 32.
Paul's going to get locked in by a slower car.
It's Mark Green.
And he's going to lose that spot.
We have gotten past the halfway mark. Just 49 to go here at Michigan this morning. Nobody thought we'd be seeing a lot of racing here, but we're going to get this one in. Greg Biffle leads Clint Bowyer. Greg Biffle up front, 80 laps complete, coming around to complete number 81. Clint Bowyer about 2.5 seconds back. Then it's Ryan Newman, Kevin Harvick, and J.J. Yaley, 5 seconds off the pace of Biffle. And he is making this house his home. He goes for 3 in a row in the Nextel Cup race here tomorrow.
And that car looks like it is pretty hooked up.
I'll tell you who's coming is Harvick. Harvick's car, after they run a while, picks up. And he's running 41 flats, and Biffle's running 41 flats. He's not going to catch a leader like that, but he's running down the second and third place guys down a little bit.
Problem is, there's about 5 laps to pit, and they need to move that a little bit to where it works about 10 laps earlier.
It's too
Marty?
far to run.
Yeah, they're coming in about around lap 87, 89, Wally, is when they should be pitting. Harvick said the last adjustment has made his car too tight. The middle part of the run where his car was good, or the middle to the end part of the run where his car was good last time, it was good for a very short period of time. On this one, he wants his car to be loosened up a little bit. On this stop, they're going to undo the air pressure adjustment they did on the last stop, and they're going to go up on the track bar a little bit, trying to get that 21 car a little bit better for Kevin.
I'll tell you who else might be on the move is Jason Leffler. Currently running 7th. He had the fastest lap last time by. Good run for him. There's Harvick. You don't have to say good things about Harvick. You know,
I wouldn't if I could. I wouldn't if I didn't need to.
No. Because you're having these.
I do. Because I have one more race to perform. So
it's J.J. Yaley closing in on Harvick.
boy, he's got a run though right now.
Now I'm going to try the low side off the pace. Kyle Krisaloff.
He's got a lot of hood damage there.
There's the completed pass.
Yep.
That outside line, if you get that thing going, you will blow by him.
I wonder if that 5 car's out of gas.
I think he ran into something.
Yeah, he hit hard.
But he's got hood damage. He had to drive underneath somebody.
His crew chief just asked if he needed bite in it, and he needs a lot more than that.
He already got bit.
That is not good.
It's Jim Long.
Jim, you better take a look at the right side of that car before you get too.
Think Kyle didn't tell him?
He hasn't seen this damage yet.
I think it may have some right side damage.
Whoa. No brakes, no front brakes.
Now he's got to back up because he's over the line. You can't service the car when it's over that line. Allen.
Well, the 19-year-old has been getting his lessons today, Bill. He has been on the radio pretty constantly talking about the handling of his car, getting encouragement from the crew chief, getting lessons from the crew chief. When the crew chief saw our TV pictures of the right side of the car, that being Jim Long, he said, "Do you need a bite of wedge in that?" Oh yeah. Oh yeah, maybe put a few in there. Now I think you're going to take it to the garage.
Yeah, he was not over the line there. I think then that's what the NASCAR official was indicating.
Where's the damage from the hood, AB? Where did we miss that? Was that from the 4 car, maybe?
I'm hearing he might have hit the 99 car.
We'll keep searching. This is Michael Waltrip.
Last lap was a 73. A pretty bold plan here. If we catch a caution, we're going to try.
Well, that's a right side damage, but that's not the hood damage.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out when the hood damage started.
That was earlier in the day.
Was that maybe when the 4 car got in the grass earlier on that restart?
Yeah. They're pushing him back. Obviously, there's a lot of damage, but it's like he knocked the front brakes out of it.
Ryan Newman under Boyer.
And just behind these guys, you don't see him in the shot, is J.J. Yaley, and he is catching these guys quick.
The leader, Greg Biffle, is heading for pit road. Working lap 87 of 125. Here's Clint Boyer. If it stays green, this will be your final pit stop. Biffle and Boyer on pit road. Allen, Biffle coming all the way to you.
Yeah, as crew chief New Moore said, not a whole lot to adjust for on this car. It's been very good all day. They're going to take 4 tires and pack it full of fuel. Right behind the race leader is Clint Boyer, who's been doing a fantastic job today for his first try in Michigan. He's going to take 4 tires. They wanted to stay on the same tires as Biffle. You don't want to give up the time on the fresh rubber to the guy you're racing for the win, Dave.
Denny Hamlin's car, I think, refires. He might have been really close on fuel. No changes to the chassis on that car. They will make a 4-tire stop for this rookie. Denny Hamlin is off the pit road.
David Green's been on pit road. The 4 car now also on pit road. There's Kevin Harvick. Marty?
Well, through the 66 came. Kevin Harvick wanted to come. Car a little bit too tight, like we talked about beginning of that run. This, too, will be their last stop for the day. Pound in the right rear tire. Up 1 round on the track bar, trying to loosen that car up, Alan.
Well, Ryan Newman is in. He was falling back just a little bit before the pit stop, complaining about his car's front end grip. Not at all to his liking. They're making both wedge and track bar adjustments, plus the 4 tires and fuel.
Boy, and they took a lot of tape off the grill there, too. J.J. Yaley on pit road. Jason Leffler's been on pit road. It's all under green. 89 laps complete. Here's Yaley. Dave?
J.J. Yaley is in now. They will make no chassis adjustments. Air pressure adjustment for the 18 car, but running very well. 4-tire stop for J.J. now. Jason Ratcliffe told me earlier, we didn't keep up with that Pikes Peak track where we led so many laps. Today we've been trying to make slight adjustments to keep this car loose enough for the end of the race.
Good pit stop. Yep. Jason Keller's on pit road. Here comes Carl Edwards, scored as the race leader.
600 right there, all the way down here.
That's the RPMs. That's how you control your speed on pit road. Edwards ducks into his stall. Dave.
He complained to his crew, boy, this left front feels bad. Well, crew chief Brad Parrott assured him that it would be okay. They take some debris off the antenna on top of the car. Interesting. 4-tire change for him. Air pressure adjustment only for Carl Edwards. No wrenches going in the rear of that car. He's already gone. Matt.
Tighten the center and tie it off. He quickly faded out of the top 10 as they're making adjustment. You can see the chassis adjustment wrench in the back window of the race car coming around to the left side for Johnny Sauter, trying to get back to victory lane as the 8 Martin Truex Jr. finally leads a lap at lap 90, picking up those bonus points, trying to stay out so the pit cycles around so he can get that extra bonus points, trying to pad his championship lead. His crew up on the wall waiting for him.
And those 5 points are critical, Matt. You're right. So Truex gets his leads a lap.
He wants a caution really badly right now. He just don't want to be the one in it.
A number of drivers able to stay out because they have pitted out of sequence. And Truex Jr., the championship leader, out front. He's got probably a little less than 5 laps to go.
Yeah, he wants a caution so bad. If he got a caution right now, that would really help his deal a lot.
And he last pitted on lap 52. We're working 93, Marty.
Yeah, Tony Raines had to spend most of the time recovering from the penalty he suffered on pit road last time. They've had a good car, a little too loose for Tony. They went down 2 rounds on the track bar, and a good stop by the 33 bunch.
And let's hit this time. Hit this time. This time, the 90 behind you knows you're coming. Hit this time.
That's the 8 radio. The 90 is Elliott Sadler. Right now he's got Truex boxed in. See that?
50 around the corner here.
His hand was out the window, letting Bobby Labonte know he's coming in the pits. Keep him getting run over from behind. You want to carry as much speed as you can right here, but obviously you don't want to get on too fast and get caught speeding. But I watched Biffle. He picked up about 2 seconds on Boyer on that stop before. It was all down pit road, getting on pit road and getting off pit road. That was 2 seconds. So you can gain a tremendous amount of time, or you can lose a lot of time right here.
And that's experience.
It's experience is exactly right. And Boyer cannot make a mistake. He's racing for a championship. He's got to be a little more conservative. You know, Greg Biffle's not thinking about that. He's going to push it a little bit harder.
Allen?
41 comes next.
Truex makes his way to his pit stall. You can see Bob Tracy, the gas man, is going to make a chassis adjustment. Now, they were commenting on how when it was not sunny, the car reacted a certain way. It was a little snug, but then when the sun came out, he says, the track is slick, the track is just flat crazy. Now, it is extremely free. He's down and away.
Thank you, Matt. Allen, now Reed Sorensen is heading your way.
Yeah, remember, Bill, they stopped and topped off their fuel tank under the caution at lap 47 when most of the leaders did not. That gave them this extra distance to be able to stay out. He's a little hot coming in, kind of smashes through the signboard. A lot of junk on the grill they're trying to clean off as well. It'll be a 4-tire stop for Reed Sorensen and a chassis adjustment for the 41 car.
Got a little close to that wall. Marty?
Bill Elliott has struggled here today, Bill. He's not having a whole lot of fun on that 6 car. It's been extremely loose on this last run. They made a wedge adjustment, trying to get that car a little bit tighter for the man who's won here 7 times in the Cup Series. It's been a struggle here in the Busch Series today.
Meanwhile, Mr. Michigan, Greg Biffle, out front. He's led 23 laps today. Clint Boyer in second has led 62. But right now, Biffle is the guy you have got to catch if you want to go to victory lane at Michigan. You're watching the NASCAR Busch Series Domino's 250.
Championship contender in a lot of trouble. Clint Boyer ran out of gas on the back straightaway at lap 103. Just came down pit road. They put 2 tires on it, but still had an awful lot of trouble getting gasoline in the car. Watch the fueling process on the left rear corner of this machine. The car still rejecting the probe as it tries to open the dry brake and get fuel into that machine. Again, it spits the gasoline out. And I don't know if they've even got enough fuel to make these final 19 laps of the checkered flag from here, Bill.
And Allen, they needed more than 10 gallons, didn't they?
Yeah, they were saying they needed a little over 10 gallons to make the finish. Big debate on whether to take tires or not, but I think right now they're trying to calculate up how much fuel actually got in this race car.
I don't think it was 10 gallons.
I don't think so either.
Big problems here.
That was definitely not 10 gallons. Really tough spot to know when to pit again. I mean, you just don't know how much fuel you got.
Well, he ran out.
We weren't underpowered.
He did run out.
He ran out on the racetrack.
For pit violation, Mike.
Speeding, right?
Yeah.
That's when you don't have your engine running, you do not have a tack, you cannot know how fast you're going to pit road.
Stop inside.
And if your pit's way down, you're going to get busted for speeding because you have no idea. You need the speed to coast that far.
4,800, just roll straight through.
We're hearing it's an 8th man violation.
Okay.
An 8th man violation.
See the frustration on Gil Martin's face. He had such a great race car, did his part, did everything he could. Something mechanical happened to him there. Couldn't get fuel in the car.
You're allowed 7 men over the wall. The 8th man is the extra man. He can only service the driver, work on the windshield, provide drivers with their drinks or whatever. But he was spraying ether or a starting fluid.
That's something they started enforcing 2 or 3 years ago. It used to be they'd give you that man to help do those stuff, but they quit doing that a couple years ago.
And that starter fluid helps him get refired because he had stalled it on pit road. So unfortunately a number of errors, and he has lost just on this sequence 100 points to Martin Truex Jr. He was less than 70 back when this nightmare began, and right now as they run 171.
Trouble right in front of him.
Right in front of him.
12 car.
Paul Wolf trying to hang on to it. Caution is out. The caution is out.
Tire go down or something. Thing snapped around pretty quick. Good save.
So Boy went from 2nd to 31st.
Right. And he will not
He's 2 laps down.
Yeah, from the lucky dog. Paul Wolf in the 12. Had it, lost it, spun it.
Kind of close it into that pit wall, didn't
Yes.
That Boyer right there is behind him. He's thinking, oh, golly, now I'm going to get wrecked, too. Watch this shot right here.
There you go.
Tell me you can't see anything. Watch this smoke.
Everybody stay out that way. Nice job. All clear, all clear.
That's Rocky, your spotter.
Something good finally happened. We didn't hit anything. Wolf heads for pit road. Alan, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm listening to a lot of radio traffic down here, Bill. The leader, Greg Biffle, radioing from his car to crew chief Newt Moore how many cars are on the lead lap. And they're trying to gather that up as this field is spread out coming across the line under caution. Kind of takes the timing and scoring computer a second to update. I'm looking for them to come in and pit and maybe take just a couple of tires here under this caution, Bill. Marty.
And Alan, tremendous debate between Kevin Harvick and Rick Byers right now. They feel like maybe staying out might be their only shot to win the race with about 15 to go when they get the green flag. I don't know, drivers. Wally and Jeff, what do you do here? Do you want to stay out or do you want the 4 tires?
If you're in Biffle's position, as fast as that car is out front, I think I'd want to stay out. If I was somewhere else, I'd want 4.
Well, here's what's going to happen. Whatever he does, other people are doing the opposite.
Yeah.
And that's the whole, how many people do the opposite will have a huge effect on what goes on. If you have 8 cars that do 2 tires, it's not that big of a deal. But if you have 2 that do 2, you can get by them pretty quickly. Or if you have 3 that stay out, it's a matter of how many people do differently. I think everybody's going to hit pit road right here.
But you've got a lot of cars that are lapped down that are going to be on that inside road, too, on this restart.
Exactly right.
Jason Keller runs 16th. He's the ballpark lucky dog. He'll come around, get back on the lead lap. Let's see what happens. Wow.
This must be a quickie yellow. This, I tell you what, this will make a huge difference.
Harvick stayed out.
Harvick stayed out.
The second place guy is not even close to Harvick because it's a quickie yellow. Huge impact on what happens here.
I think Harvick made the right move right there.
We're going to find out. Dave Burns.
J.J. Yaley in the center of your screen. His car was going loose. They're going to adjust it looser because they're blaming a slow leak in the right rear tire, and they want to keep up with the track. Alan.
Well, remember in the June Nextel Cup race here in Michigan, did not pit under a late caution. Tony Stewart did. Greg Biffle won the race. Made the opposite call this time. He's going to take 4 tires and chase Kevin Harvick, Matt.
Martin Truex Jr. was 11th on the racetrack. Only 15 cars in the lead lap. A great move by Bono Mannion. Now he says, give me more what you gave me last time. So they made another wedge adjustment. He is away. They feel like this is going to be a great move for them on what is going to be a big picture day.
This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We'll sort out the running order, go back to green. Got about 13 laps of racing. The field here at Michigan coming around to get the green flag. There'll be 12 laps to go. Kevin Harvick did not stop. Greg Biffle is third. Elliott Sadler runs second. So you've got different strategies and some guys on the inside on a very fast track on a restart.
I think that's Harvick's only hope right now is he can clear Ashton Lewis and get some distance in between him and Biffle.
You like Biffle's chance?
I just can't believe that with this many laps that no tires is going to beat him.
The Harvick strategy, we came to win.
Biffle's going to go way high and pass everybody.
It's a mess off of 2. There's some contact back there.
One car. Tire.
That's an engine.
Yep. Reed Sorensen.
Pass for the lead.
Third in the championship standings. Biffle past Harvick. And here comes Newman.
No caution.
Yeah, it's got to be a caution coming up.
Now it is. Alan Bestwick confirming they have lost the engine in the 41. So the men running second and third in the championship standings, Clint Bowyer and Reed Sorensen, a disastrous day. And we'll get another restart. And it should be a single file restart.
I believe it'll be Biffle, Harvick, and Newman. I believe that's how they'll line up. Like you said, single file. So the deal now is Harvick's on old tires, and Newman's got to get by as quick as he can to try to get to Biffle.
Marty?
Well, Bill, now that Kevin Harvick has been passed for the lead, he came on the radio, told the guys, we need 4 tires. We need to come down pit road right now. There's no way we can hang on even to what we have right now.
That's a good strategy. I mean, it's single file restart. You may as well come in, put all 4 tires. You'll restart 15th and just see how far up you can get. That's the strategy that he ought to play right now.
Michael Waltrip is the lucky dog.
And he has to start tail in along his line, so he won't be an impact of that race.
This is on board with Stacy Compton.
Stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low. Clear, clear.
Comes Harvick.
Harvick on pit road. Marty?
He will restart 16th. They want 4 tires, no fuel put in the car this time, and they'll see how far they can get up through the field in these last 10 laps. The car has been better at the end of the run all day long for Kevin, so maybe fresh tires is the best strategy they have at this point.
Probably up in the air pressure, probably going up a little bit on the air pressure to try to get it going faster because he's been a little slow on restarts. So I bet they put air in the tires a little more than he's been putting in it to try to get him started out quicker.
He'll pass a lot of cars.
He was a sitting duck. I mean, he was
Yeah.
a sitting duck at that point. He tried the strategy. It didn't work. Go ahead and admit it wasn't going to work and get back on the other deal.
There's Michael in the Domino's ride. Coming around the tail end of the field. He's the lucky dog. You guys have been through this before. This is the driver's worst nightmare. Listen.
Never shut it down.
I was going to say, normally we would shut it down before that.
He was going to get everything out of it.
Yeah.
Huh?
He didn't want to be pushed back.
One more commercial break to get in. We'll do it right here, then come back, take it to the finish at Michigan. Can Biffle hold off the field? We'll find out. Greg Biffle, concerned about his tires. Coming to get the green with Ryan Newman right behind him, and 6 to go at Michigan.
Just making a little peek here.
Newman to the inside, Biffle on the high side.
Wow.
Newman by for the lead.
That was a power move right there.
Elliott Sadler's got some traffic bottled up behind him. Sadler in the 90. Here comes J.J. Yaley.
Oh, Yaley sliding up a little bit. Truex has got to go up the racetrack to avoid contact.
Biffle trying to hang on to Newman's bumper. Carl Edwards to third.
radiators, no mechanical problem.
Down
We
the
haven't
track.
seen that all day. That means
Yep.
he's driving hard. He drove that thing in the corner as deep as he could. Got a little more travel in that car. It's the first time I've seen a tire smoke all day on that car.
Does Biffle get a little more confidence with each lap with that tire?
He's over it now.
He is.
I would think.
He's just not confident because that 39 cars in front of him.
4 to go.
We might not have seen our last caution.
We say that about you guys every week.
I'm sure.
And he is driving that car in, but he's also sliding it up the racetrack.
He is trying like heck to catch Ryan Newman. Newman won last week at Watkins Glen.
When you're chasing a guy, the hardest thing to do is to try to slow down to go faster. That just goes against everything you know. But he's driving a little too hard at the moment.
Well, watch this, Marty.
Reed Sorensen came in third in the championship. A blown engine, second week in a row. That's hard to take.
Yeah, it is. Looks like we have the same problem. I'm not a motor guy, so it's hard for me to say what we're wrong, but the car was getting better. Made a pit stop there and got it close to the top 10, and I felt like we could have pretty easily got a top 10 there. And we passed Biffle out there to get our lap back and worked hard. And came to another abrupt end. I don't know what the deal is, but we're going to work on it and come back next week.
Thanks, Marty. Coming to 2 to go. Alan Bestwick.
Well, Greg Biffle just came on his radio about a lap ago. He said that Newman is pulling him down the straightaways. There was silence for about 5 seconds, and then he said, unbelievable.
Isn't it funny how drivers complain about the engines late in the race?
I don't think it's funny at all, Jeff.
It's funny today. It won't be funny tomorrow.
Carl Edwards trying to close in on Biffle. Dave on Carl Edwards.
Bill, I asked crew chief Brad Parrott, where was this car in the middle runnings of the race? And he said, you know what? Our car just got tight based on the setup we chose to make for the day. It will loosen up here at the end. We've turned off our brake fans on the front tires. That will help cool things down and help it turn better. That's why he's catching Biffle.
He's catching Biffle.
He's catching Newman, too.
Yeah, that's the fastest lap so far right there was Carl Edwards.
White flag lap, final lap. The battle appears to be for second as Newman tries to edge away down the backstretch.
He's going to get him. They're weaving at each other, just trying to cool each other off.
Sure they are.
Inside the windows.
These points are big for Edwards.
Wow, he's sliding there.
Wow. They're battling for second, but Ryan Newman charging to the checkered flag wins at Michigan. And Biffle got second.
What a hurricane back, too.
What a good day for Truex.
Well, they got up to 13th.
J.J. Yaley had a great run. He really ran well. Paul Menard as well. Both those guys. Never know what's going to happen in these races, do you?
No, you sure don't. Ryan Newman, the winner of today's NASCAR Busch Series race. The pit road, and here's Alan.
Roy McCauley, the radio traffic from Ryan Newman throughout that race was that car needed work, needed work, needed work. What'd you do on that last pit stop to make it so fast?
Last pit stop was actually just 4 tires. We finally got him happy. I'll tell you what, Ryan Newman is a driver. He is awesome, absolutely awesome. The Alltel Dodge wasn't perfect. We kept working on it. Ryan kept digging, and we got a nice win for Alltel.
Congratulations. Roy McCauley, crew chief for Ryan Newman. They have won 2 in a row.
And the first driver to win back-to-back races since Jamie McMurray did it last year.
And what a win it was. The beverage bath commences. What a power move by you to get around Biffle.
That was awesome. Just got to thank Penske Engines. The guys did an awesome job with the engine. And
surprise Biffle.
That's cool. Biff did a great job. It's just a good run for us. I couldn't find victory lane. They had the gate plugged when I came through and went over in the nose and the grass and everything else afterwards. But I got to thank Roger Penske, Don Miller, all their support. Roy McCauley, Matt Borland, just a great team effort today.
You said that this team was basically organized to try to help the Sunday effort. What did you learn today that you can carry over to tomorrow to get back to victory lane on the Cup side?
That's nice to have restarts like that, that's for sure. But, you know, Biff had a great race car, and we did a great job as far as just having a good car to balance it out. We worked on the car all day. The guys did a great job making adjustments, and then, like you said, just a little power move there, getting underneath him in 1 and 2, and thought he was going to block me going high, but I had to do what I had to do going down low.
You need to go over and help Don Miller. Your teammates are ganging up on him there with the beverages.
That's good for him.
Thanks, Matt. There's Don Miller, a handshake. Here are the unofficial results. Ryan Newman, back-to-back wins. Biffle and Edwards in the battle for second. Great run for Truex, as Alan mentioned. He picks up 102 points on his lead.
Ouch. That's big.
Kevin Harvick, 13th, as you mentioned. Michael Waltrip got the Domino's pizza ride, and the lead lap finishes 16th. Everybody else at least a lap down. Some disappointing finishes, and wait till we get to the next page. Reed Sorensen, 36th. Randy LaJoie, Curtis Davis, and Johnny Benson. The unofficial championship standings now 204 points. That's the largest lead of the season. Truex on championship pace in the NASCAR Busch Series. Jeff Burton, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for having us.
Best of luck tomorrow to you.
I appreciate it.